Hello everybody and welcome to the Body Smart exercise series. So this is going to be our metabolic exercise series. We are going to go over the top exercises that I give my very own patients and clients that are working to lose weight, looking to get in shape. And this is kind of a beginner course. This first level is kind of a beginner for people that haven't worked out in a while and that are looking to really get in shape and start on their physical journey of building muscle, getting in shape, and using those muscles again that they maybe haven't used in a while. And so this is a level one. So with this workout series, there's going to be 3 different levels, and within each level, 3 different workouts, so that you have some variety to the things that you're doing. The first thing I want to do, so I'm going to talk a little bit. I want you to go on your phone and download an app called the Interval Timer app. There's many different interval timers, but this one, it's just called Interval Timer. It's really simple and it works really well. And so we're going to use that interval timer to help us go through the workouts. So go ahead and download that Interval Timer app. That should help us out. And then we're going to use that because we're going to go with each of the exercises. We're going to go 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. And so that kind of interval allows us to work as many repetitions as we can get, as hard as we can within reason during that 40 seconds, and then a 20-second rest period before the next one starts. So there's 5 different exercises that we're going to repeat 3 times. And so it's designed to be between a 15 and a 20-minute workout, just because some of the exercises as we get going we'll repeat on one side and then the other side, and so it'll add some time to it. But it's designed to be a fairly quick workout, designed to be a total body workout. So each of the exercises are designed, one to be more of a total body movement, one to be a leg exercise, one to be a arm exercise, one to be a back exercise, and one to be a general core exercise. And so by hitting kind of all of those areas, we're doing more of a total body exercise so that all of our muscles are having to work and learn and recover, so that we get a little bit more in terms of total body calorie burn in that recovery. I'm a big believer in slow, controlled repetitions, and so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do slow, controlled reps with each of these exercises. So even though it is for time, for that 40-second time interval, it's not how many I can do within that 40 seconds that we're really caring about. It's how many I can do well. And if you can't quite make it to the 40 seconds, if you can only do 20 seconds today, that's totally fine. Just do as many as you can do, as well as you can do, and that's okay. So if you need to stop at some point in time and rest for a sec and then start back up, that's fine. Just start today and build up from there, and you'll get stronger and stronger, and eventually you'll be able to do it for the full 40 seconds, and that's totally fine. We all start at a different place. This workout is designed to be challenging, especially for those that haven't worked out in a while, but not to be such that you can't accomplish it. And so it may just be a handful of repetitions at first. I've had people that really only do 5 to 7 in that 40 seconds at first, and then they get stronger and stronger, and they're able to go for the full 40 seconds before they jump up to that level 2 set of exercises. And so everybody starts at their own spot. So again, download that Interval Timer app and set the app settings for 40-second work interval and a 20-second rest interval. And I would shoot for with this one, about 17 different sets or 17 different rounds, because that's about what it's going to take today. Let's see, other housekeeping items. If you're joining me live this morning, I see there's a couple on there. I can't see the names from back here. But if you're joining me live, go ahead and just drop a comment down below, say live, so that I know you're with me, give you a shout out. And then if you are joining us on the replay, go ahead and just say, hey, I'm on the replay, and we'll make sure to get you this workout and all the other workouts. We're super excited, though, to be able to be doing this. This is workout 1, level 1 of our metabolic workout series. And so we'll go through, there's, like I said, 3 different levels. So we'll go through all 9 workouts, and these are things that you can do over time to help you get fit and get started on that fitness journey. All right, so let's get into it. Again, there's going to be 5 workouts. Today, our 5 different exercises are a bench squat, a wall push-up, Superman's, a partial lunge, and a sit-up or an ab exercise. I don't like to call it a sit-up. It's called curl up on the exercise sheets that I have, but I really don't like that because I don't want you necessarily to curl up. We'll talk more about it. All right, so let's get started. Our first exercise is that bench squat. So we'll pull in a chair. I like, especially with beginning squats, I like to have a target, something that I can aim for so that I'm not going too low. Whenever you go too low on a squat and your knee bends past 90 degrees, it puts a lot more force through your kneecap. And so that force through the kneecap, what that does is it slams the kneecap into the femur and puts a lot more grinding force on it. And so we want to back that off a little bit. We don't want to go too deep into our squat, especially initially in our workout journey, especially if we've got excess body weight. That's going to cause a lot more force there and a lot more degenerative change in the knee. And so we want to keep it within a safe range that we can do proper form within a safe range, and then we can build on that as we get stronger and more fit. So here's some of the basics of a squat. We want to make sure that as we come down, that our knees aren't going out over our toes. We don't want to do a squat like this where my knees go out over the toes. Again, that's going to bend my knee and put all the force through my quads and through my kneecap. Instead, what we want to do as we do a squat, and this is a pretty simple squat, not much to it. We're going feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and we're going to sit back, keeping the back straight. We're going to bend here through the hips rather than bending through the back, right? I always tell people you want to lift with your butt, not with your legs necessarily. Everybody says lift with your legs, but you can still have a rounded back and lift with your legs. So we want to lift with our butt, meaning we keep the back straight, we hinge through the hips as we come down, keeping the knees behind the toes, and we're reaching back with our bum to touch the chair. So we're sitting back, a deep squat, but we're not going below that 90-degree knee flexion angle, okay? So that's our squats. From front on, it looks like this. So feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. We're not pointing toes out or in or anything like that. We're simply coming straight back and straight up. So you can put arms out. You can really do whatever you want. So you can see my knees. My knees aren't in front of my toes, and we're coming straight up like that. So let's see. I'm going to fix the lighting so you can see my feet a little better. There we go. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to do 1 round then of this. Here's the interval timer. It gives you a 4-second or 5-second countdown. Here we go. We're going 40 seconds down and touch and right back up. So I'm not coming to rest on the bench. I'm just touching and coming right back up. Really focusing on, are my knees going out over my toes or am I able to keep them back? As I come back up to the top, it's good to kind of do a glute squeeze, really engage those glutes. One of the ways that you can know that you're doing this accurately is, do you feel it back in the glutes? Do you feel it back here, or are you feeling it more in the quads and in the knee? If you're feeling it too much in the knee, you're not bringing your chest down low enough. So the lower you bring your chest, the more you're going to feel it in the glutes. All right, so there's my 40 seconds. Now I'm on a 20-second rest interval. So the next one is a wall push-up. So let's take a look at a wall push-up really quick. This first little bit is going to take a little bit longer than it normally would because we're explaining all of the exercises. So here we go, a wall push-up. The idea there is that we aren't going full body weight. So it should be a little bit easier than a traditional push-up or even a modified push-up where we're on our knees or something. So this really is a beginner initial workout. Sorry about that. So here we go. A wall push-up is going to look something like this. So we're here, arms about shoulder width apart. We're coming down and back up. Not much to it, so you can come down and just about touch your nose. Just make sure that you're safe with it. The lower your hands are down, so as we're doing this wall push-up, right, we want not to do what I'm doing here. We want to keep our body straight, so it would look more like this. Well, here we go. So we want to keep our body straight as we do it, so that we're kind of doing a plank of sorts where our body stays straight and we're just moving our arms. We're not moving our upper body like so, keeping our whole body straight. Pretty basic exercise, but this is going to allow you to start strengthening your arms. The lower down you place your arms on the wall, the more you're going to get out of this. So you can start to increase the intensity of the exercise by reaching a little bit lower down on the wall. And eventually you could even move to like a table or a countertop height if the wall becomes too easy as you progress and get a little bit stronger. All right, so here we go. We're doing our countdown and we'll start the wall push-up in just a second. So keeping the body straight. And again, I can make this harder by going a little bit lower. Perfect. Okay, so that's the wall push-up. The next is a Superman exercise. So we're going to be laying down on our stomach and doing the Superman. So let's take a look at what the Superman looks like and what we're trying to accomplish. So Supermans, we're laying down on the floor, and this is really a great back strengthener. So a back extensor strengthener. So we're going to be able to lift up arms and legs at the same time. So we're here and we're just tightening in the low back, lifting arms and legs. And we're just going to repeat until the time is up. So really the idea here is engaging those back muscles. It's one of the most important things that we can strengthen in our body, actually, is the back and then the core muscles. By strengthening those back muscles, what we can do is really help ourselves to maintain that neutral spine that we were talking about with the squat. The more that I can maintain a neutral spine so that I'm not slouched forward, the more I'm going to allow my bones and joints to function the way they're supposed to function. Our back can bear a tremendous amount of load when those joints are being used correctly. So when my vertebrae are stacked, one on top of the other the way they're supposed to, they're really good at bearing load. Once I start to compromise that position by having this rounded shoulders, forward head, and rounded out back posture, all of a sudden I really compromise my ability to bear load through my spine, and it makes it a much higher risk for injury. So if I can strengthen those back extensors so that they can help to control the movement of the spine and to stabilize the spine so that it stays in that proper alignment, we're going to be much better off. And so this is kind of one of the basic lower back strengthening exercises. So here we go. Here is the Superman. So hold, just pause for 3 to 4 seconds, and then repeat. So several repetitions. We're not going to have you hold it for the whole time yet. Just lift, hold, get a good contraction, and then lower back down. One of the things you want to make sure as you do that you're not tipping side to side, that you're getting a really good even contraction that you can control. I'll often see as patients try to do this exercise that they're tipping from side to side as one side engages and then the other, or they're just trying to balance that out. So do your best to try and engage all of those muscles all at once. All right, so that's the Superman. Next exercise is the partial lunge. And this is going to require a little bit of explanation as well. This one, the idea is not to do a full lunge where we're coming all the way down to the ground. That's often too much for people and makes you really sore often the next day if you haven't done lunges or haven't done leg exercises in a while. So to just get started off, we're going to do just a partial lunge. And so the idea is most of the time people will do a lunge where they step forward. I kind of want you to already be started in that lunge position, feet a little ways apart, fairly comfortably. And then another thing people do when they do a lunge is they lean forward onto their front leg. And again, this is going to make my knee bend more than I want to and put all the load through my knee and my kneecap and my quad. Instead, I want to put more of the pressure and more of the strengthening that we do more through the glutes. And the way to do that is instead of leaning forward to do your lunge, we're going to sit straight down with our lunge. And we're going to lean forward at the hips as we do so. So it looks more like this. And you just go down as low as you can. And we're trying to bear the load fairly evenly between both legs. But hopefully we can feel it more in the glutes instead of in the knee itself. So we're going to do this for both sides. So we'll let that interval timer run again during that 20-second rest period. So we're going to do both sides now. So this exercise won't just be 20 seconds, or 40 seconds. It'll be 2 sets of 40 seconds, one for the right leg forward, one for the left leg forward. So here we go, and we're doing that sit down and lean forward. So it's a little bit of an untraditional lunge, but we're trying to get around the glutes and the hamstrings. So you should be feeling it on that right-sided glute. So more than in the quad itself. And this is a great way to get started with lunges. And again, just go down as far as you can go down without having pain or problems, or that you can sustain it for that 40 seconds. So here we go. Perfect. So now we have our 20-second rest interval as we get set up for the next one, which is switching to the other side. Same idea. Just go down as low as you can. We're going to lean forward as we do it so that we're keeping our back straight but putting the load again through the glutes. So we're getting our stance. We're just coming straight down. So we're not lunging forward. We're actually just dropping straight down. So again, I don't want your knee to come in front of your toe. I just want you to drop straight down. And the more you bring your chest forward and keep your back straight, the more you're going to feel it in that glute on your now left side. I guess it looks like the right side to you, because the camera flips it. Perfect. Okay, so we've got our next rest interval. The last exercise in this series is a sit-up or a curl-up, or really, to me, it's just an ab exercise where we contract the abs. So let's talk about that a little bit. Not a big fan of sit-up type exercises where you really strain the neck, where you have to sit up and you're rounding out your back and straining the neck. The biggest key to me is that you really get full engagement of the abs. And so oftentimes, when we do more of that roll-up type exercise, we're really only getting the rectus abdominis, so the six-pack abs down the middle of our stomach, which we love to work, but functionally are actually one of the least important set of our abs. So we've got deeper abdominals. Everybody knows about the obliques, right? And many have heard about the transverse abdominis. So we've got 3 other layers other than our rectus abdominis. We've got, so our external obliques, we've got our internal obliques, and so they have different lines of pull. The muscles attach and run in different fiber directions with each of those layers, and then our transverse abdominis is the deepest layer that runs kind of around, and they help attach into some pieces of tissue in our back as well that get pulled tight and help to support the spine. And so that's why they're so important for spine health and just overall stability of your core. By having a tight abdominal wall, a strong abdominal wall, it's really good for protecting and helping our back to stay safe. So instead of just a traditional sit-up where the goal is just to get your head up as high as you can, as fast or as many as you can, the idea here is to really just engage all of that abdominal wall. So we're going to lift our head and shoulders up just a little bit, but really my focus is more to bring my ribs to my pelvic bones here. So I think of the front of my pelvis bones. If I can bring my ribs to those and really get a tight contraction of all of my abdominal muscles, that's more what I'm concerned about. So we're going to get down into that kind of sit-up position, knees bent, and we're definitely going to lift the head and shoulders a little bit, but I really don't care how high they get. Again, it's more about, can I bring my ribs to my hip bones and really engage. And so often as I do this, I will put my hands on my abs, not just in the middle, but out on the sides as well, and make sure that I'm getting a good contraction. So here we go, 2, 1, so we're tightening. So that's the key, is to hold for just a couple of seconds, and we want to really tighten those abdominal muscles. So as far as I'm concerned, if you need to put a pillow behind your head to make this so it's less straining on the neck, that's totally fine. So go ahead and just really focus on, am I engaging these abdominal muscles? Not just the rectus in the middle, but also out on the sides. So you really want to feel like those muscles that wrap around your back and all the way to your belly button, that you're drawing that belly button down and bringing your ribs to your hip bones. That's what we're trying to accomplish. And so you see I can do that while still speaking, that I can get a good contraction of those abdominal muscles while still speaking, because I'm not holding my breath. I'm not, as I draw my abdominal muscles in, I'm not sucking in. Instead, I'm just drawing those muscles down. So I'm just tightening that. And so that's what we want to do. That's what we want to accomplish with any ab exercise, really. We want to focus on getting a good contraction and not necessarily just sucking in or curling forward. It's more about making sure that I engage all of those abs with each movement. Okay, so that's all 5 exercises. Again, we did the chair squat, the wall push-up, the Superman, the partial lunge, and the curl up or kind of crunch type movement. So really excited. So let's take a quick moment to see who's on with us. We've got Alex is watching. He's loving it. Nikhil is watching. Hey, Nikhil, how are you? And Nate Jones in Texas is watching. Hey, Nate. Love seeing you all. Haven't seen some of you for quite a while. Thanks for the love, Alex. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Hopefully this is going to be really helpful, especially for those just starting out with exercise. These are, like I said, the very same exercises that I've given my patients for quite a while, and has proven to be very effective. I have multiple patients that this is where they started on a weight loss journey of 40, 50, 60 pounds. And so that really, it's a great place to start. And so this is workout 1, level 1, and we build from here. They get a little bit more challenging with level 2 and level 3. But the workout, or the level 1 series, so the 3 different workouts, stay about this same level of difficulty. Some are a little bit more challenging, some a little bit less, but stay about the same level of difficulty here. So now we're going to go through those 2 more times. We'll just let the timer run and go through it a little bit more quickly. Excuse me. But for that first time through, I wanted just to make sure that we understood why we're doing these exercises, the point behind them, and what we're really trying to accomplish. So hopefully that makes sense. If you do have questions about any of these exercises, what to do or how to do them, please feel free to reach out. Drop a comment, drop a question. Happy to answer that. Also, again, let us know if you're watching. Just say, hey, I'm live if you're watching live. If you're watching the re-record, just say, hey, replay. And we'll shout out to you and make sure you get all the rest of these exercises. All right, so here we go. Round 2, we're going to start back with the chair squat. So let's get our chair out and make sure this is going well. Okay, here we go. Ready, set, go. Count down. And we're sitting back deep. We're bending at the hips and really reaching back with our bum for that chair touch, and right back up, never bearing weight, keeping the back straight. So with keeping the back straight, we definitely don't want to duck butt. We don't want to go back too much to where I'm sticking my butt back. We want to keep the back straight. So imagine there was a pull going down my back. I want to maintain that same angle the entire time. So we have to be careful that we're not overarching our back, but we also don't want to round out either. And that's really going to restrict your motion because it's going to restrict the tension on your hamstrings. So it's going to make it a lot harder to do a squat if I'm rounded out like that. All right, here we go. Getting ready for the wall push-up. So the wall push-up, again, hands a little bit wider than shoulder width or right under your shoulders. Whatever works best for you. And we're just going to push whole body, keeping it straight. Try to keep your abs tight, glutes squeezed. And we're just going to keep the whole body moving as one unit. Again, if you want it to be a little bit more challenging, you can move a little bit lower. You can move lower. Okay, there we go. The next one is the Superman's on the floor. Again, what we want to do with that wall exercise is, as soon as the wall is too easy, we want to move lower. We want to go to like a countertop or a tabletop and use that as kind of our leverage point to push from. Did we get a comment? Oh, Alex is live. Sweet. Thanks, Alex, for watching. Perfect. So let's move right into the Supermans. So round 2 of the Superman. Again, this is a very important exercise for strengthening the back. We're just going to hold for 3 to 4 seconds with each one. We're going to try and make sure that we're engaging each side of the back evenly. That we're contracting both sides so that we're getting a good even contraction and we're not rocking to one side or the other. Really get a good glute squeeze with this as well. We want to engage that posterior chain. So we really want to engage everything along the back, glutes, even hamstrings. That's really going to help to stabilize the pelvis and the relationship of the pelvis and the low back by strengthening those low back muscles. All right, here we go, partial lunge. We're going to get set up, so we'll stop it for just a sec. You're going to get set up, you know, just in a comfortable position with your feet. Here we go. And we're going straight down and bending forward at the hip. Here we go. And we're here. We're going straight down so that that knee's not going over the toes. The more you bend forward at the hip and keep that back straight, the more you're going to feel it in that glute. And that's going to be great for glute strengthening. Again, just go down as far as you can. So if it's only this far, if you're just barely kind of bending the knee, that's totally fine. Just go down as far as you can so that you're not sore the next day and so that you're not hurting your knees or overtaxing the quads. So just do the best you can. And then build from there. And that's what I say with every exercise. Do the best you can with perfect form, as many as you can. And if that's only a handful, that's okay. The key is to keep your form perfect so that we're not going to injure ourselves, and to do it just as many as we can do without setting ourselves back so that we can't do it the next day, right? The key is that you can do something every day and stay active every day, and that you're not going to need a lot of recovery because of your workout. Because if your workout today makes you so sore and so tired that you can't work out tomorrow, then what good did it do today? Because then you just missed a whole other workout. So that's kind of one of my big things is your workout today shouldn't ruin your workout tomorrow. If it does, then we kind of took a back step in some ways, in my opinion. So I'm all about living to play another day. All right, here we go. Ready? Again, with this, I don't care about how high your head gets up. We're just concentrating on how well we engage those abdominal muscles. Firing those abs, keeping them locked in. Boom. Every time. Getting a good contraction. Feeling those abdominal muscles and making sure we're really engaging all the way across. From our back, it's wrapping around, drawing our belly button down. We're getting all of the abdominal muscles with every contraction. That's what we want to do. Not just the six-pack abs. It's going to pay off a lot more in the long run for total body stability. All right, so that's round 2 of all of those 5 exercises, and we'll just repeat all that one more time. So we'll just let it roll. Here comes our squats. Ready? And here we go. Bending forward through the hips, keeping the knees behind the toes, really sitting back, touching, coming straight back up, and give it a good glute squeeze as you get to the top. That's going to really help engage those glutes. You want to watch your knees too from front on. You really want to watch your knees and make sure they're not doing any of this as you come up and down, that they're not coming in and out, that they're staying right in line with your second toe, that they're staying right in line. We're sitting back deep, bringing the chest down low so that we can stay balanced over our feet. Okay? That's a big key there, that you stay balanced over your feet. If I just were to sit back, my weight would go behind my feet and I'd fall back. So that's the key, is to, by bringing your chest forward and low, we keep that balanced. Okay, here's our wall push-ups. So we're going to start a little bit lower. And just do as many as you can do in that 40 seconds. If you need to take a rest, that's okay. All right, so we're doing it. We're on our way. Like I said, I gained that 7 or 8 pounds over the holidays, like I warned everybody not to do. And so I'm in the same boat. We're just trying to get those muscles going for the new year. Here we go, Supermans. So here we go. We're just trying to really engage those back muscles. And we're just trying to get going for the new year. Again, we don't want to do anything that's going to make us too sore and keep us from accomplishing our goal. Instead, we want to work out every day. We want to find something that challenges us enough, but is gentle enough that I can do it every day. All right. Here we go. We're doing that partial lunge again. And again, just do as much as you can do of it. It doesn't have to be super deep. Just do your best. So we're going to get in that position. So I'm going to switch sides a little bit so you can see it from this side. So we're coming here and we're doing just that partial lunge. We're sitting straight down, and by bending the or bringing the chest low, keeping the back straight, that's going to put that pressure right in that glute, right here. It's a good glute strengthening exercise. And again, if you can only go down that low, that's okay. If you're just barely bending the knees, totally fine. It's about getting those muscles engaged, starting to work them, starting to train them the way you want them to work and function. It's training those patterns in. Dropping straight down. This knee's not going out over the toe. And from the front ways on, so we're going to do this one from the front ways on. What we don't want is for the knee to be diving all around. We want it to stay right in line with your toes. So front ways on, here we go. So we're just going straight down, straight down. As much as you can, really try and control how that knee tracks. Keep it going right over the toes so we're not diving in or out or anything crazy. And we're keeping our balance well, keeping that back straight, really engaging that glute on the right side. Trying to make sure too that this back leg isn't twisting out, that it's staying straight in line as well. So there it goes. That was the end of my workout. Oops, I didn't do enough intervals. Hold to reset. There we go. Okay, a couple more. Guess this was 19 sets. Or no, 18 sets. Curl up, last one. We're just doing that sit-up type exercise or crunch type exercise. But again, I don't care about how high the shoulders come up. It's all just about engaging those abs. So here we go. Ready? Tighten. Oh, oops. 5-second countdown. There we go. Tighten everything. So we're feeling on the sides, making sure we're getting those abs on the sides contracted, engaged, drawing that belly button down. If you notice that you're getting it through the middle of your abs, that it's raising up, called diastasis recti. If you're noticing that, then really focus on drawing that belly button down, on sucking that in, but without holding your breath. So we want to draw that middle part down as much as we can by feeling it wrap around from the back and drawing that all the way down to the stomach. That diastasis recti is really, really common. There's some other exercises we can do to address that, but it's a common problem. And so that's something that engaging all of the muscles with the ab exercises is going to help versus just doing a traditional sit-up. You're going to notice that really bulge out, which is actually not good for those tissues to constantly being stressed in a way that's causing those to bulge out. So if you do have that problem, that's something that I might get a little bit more help with in learning how to control and figure that out. Sometimes that does require surgical correction, but often you can control that up to some degree by the way you strengthen and the types of exercises that you do. So that may be something where I reach out. If you do have questions about that diastasis recti, feel free to reach out, direct message me, or just make a comment and we'll be able to get you some more information about that. Anyway, that is those 5 exercises for workout 1, level 1. And really excited to get this rolling and be able to deliver all of those exercises in this chain. So we've got 2 more workouts coming up for level 1, and then we'll start level 2. But so Friday and Monday, we're going to hit workout 2, level 1, and workout 3, level 1. And they're going to be similar in terms of intensity. A great total body workout, hitting all 5 of those exercises. Things that you can do to really get started on your fitness journey. Things that you can do that aren't going to kill you, aren't going to take you out for the next couple of days, but that definitely work those muscles, get started on training them, and then combine this with the metabolic cardio program that we have people do that's designed to help you burn the optimal amount of fat, because it's based on your body and where you burn fat most effectively. So with the metabolic testing that we do, we can determine exactly where you're most effective at burning off fat, so that every moment you spend doing cardio is time spent burning the optimal amount of fat, so that you're actually burning what you intend to burn with your workout and you're making progress. So that, combined with this strength training that's going to help us strengthen the joints and the muscles that we use for our cardio and for our lifestyle activities, that combination is huge. And so that's why I call it my metabolic workout. It's part of a total package that helps people tune up their metabolism, get stronger, and figure out how to stay healthy, keep their joints healthy as they learn to get moving again and reintegrate themselves into their own life and lifestyle, so that they can participate in all the things that they love to do without their body being the thing that gets in the way. So excited that you joined us. Thanks so much. Again, if you're watching the replay, go ahead and drop that comment at replay. If you're watching live, let me know that you're live today, and we'll make sure we get you involved with all of the other workouts in this series. I'm so excited to be able to bring this to you. Look for us again on Friday. We'll be coming to you bright and early. Hopefully it won't take quite as long as today, just because we did a lot of explanation of the setup of the whole workout series. But these really will be about 20-minute videos going through that kind of 15 to 20-minute workout series. So really excited to bring this to you today, and let's get pumped for Friday. Here we go. Thanks.